Welcome to our guided meditation for joy and happiness. Take a moment to get comfortable and gently close your eyes. Take one deep breath in through your nose to a count of 4. And pause for 4. Breathe out through your mouth for 4. Again, pause for 4. And repeat. And this is just the beginning of our meditation session, just taking a few gentle breaths, taking a moment to enjoy the simple experience of observing the breath. And now let us begin. Imagine that far above you is a bright yellow sun. See that yellow sphere of light, bright and full of energy. The sun breaks through a clear blue sky. Around you, tall trees with canopies of green, and their brown trunks reaching to a grassy ground. You find yourself in a beautiful park on a warm, bright day. Around you, you can hear the sounds of the birds singing in the trees. And take a moment to hear that bird song. Feel the sun on your face, its bright, warm energy. Your feet are bare and you can feel the gentle tickle of the grass on your skin. There is a little path ahead of you, and down this path comes running a familiar face. It is a younger version of you. It is you during your childhood. As you stand in the sunlight of this beautiful park, bring to mind an image of yourself in your childhood and see yourself smiling. Truly visualize your childhood self standing in front of you, smiling lovingly at you. And as you see this childhood you begin to remember some of the things you did as a child that made you feel joyful and happy. Take a moment to recall the things that you did, those joyful, playful little things that you loved to do as a child. Bring those to mind, and as you do so, notice how a feeling of joy begins to radiate within you. Continuing to see this childhood you smiling at you, lean forwards towards them and embrace them in a loving hug. And now allow this childhood you to gently fade away into the background. And now let's take one deep cleansing breath in through the nose, deep down into the abdomen, and gently back out through the mouth. Again, you find yourself standing in the sunlit park on a beautiful day. And now, down the trail comes another version of you. It is you during your teenage years. Visualize yourself as a teenager. See yourself smiling. You begin to remember the things that you did as a teenager that made you joyous and happy. And take a moment to recall how you felt doing those things that you loved to do as a teenager. Notice how you begin to feel that warm sensation of joy within. And as you see this teenage you smiling at you, lean forwards and embrace them in a loving hug. And truly feel them hugging you. And gradually, this version of you fades away into the background, and you return to your breath, taking a deep breath in through the nose, deep down into the abdomen, and gradually back out through the mouth. You're standing there in the bright sunlight, hearing the birds singing around you, the rustling of the leaves, feeling the grass on your feet. And now another version of you comes running down the pathway. It is a version of you in your early adult days. Now, if you have already lived through your adult days, then you may remember that time. If you are not yet an adult, then feel free to imagine and to visualize. Either way, see this adult version of you. See them smiling happily at you. And as you see them smiling, you begin to remember the things that you did at that time that brought you joy and happiness. Just remembering those activities that you used to enjoy so much. And feeling now a warm sensation of joy and happiness radiating from within, like the sun above you. And as you see this adult version of you smiling, you lean towards them and embrace them in a loving hug. And gradually, this version of you fades away into the background, and you return to observing your breath, Taking a deep breath in through the nose, deep down into the abdomen, and gradually back out. Again in this beauteous park, warm by the sun, you see a version of you come down the pathway. It is the you of today. And you see yourself, the you of today, smiling joyfully. Truly visualize yourself smiling so happily. And as you see yourself smiling, you remember the things that you do that bring you joy and happiness today. You lean towards this you of today and embrace yourself in a loving hug. And gradually this you fades into the background and you return to observing your breath. As you breathe in through the nose, deep down into the abdomen, and gradually back out through the mouth. And just continue to sit observing your breath. And that is our meditation. I really enjoy this meditation because it reminds me of times in my life, the different me's that I've been and the things that I've done that I enjoyed through my life. Have you ever noticed that sometimes when you go through traumatic events in life, you cut off from different ages of yourself? Perhaps you might feel a disconnect from your childhood or your teenage years. And that's a terrible shame. I think it's best that we recall the times of our lives with joy and happiness, even if they weren't always happy. I'd love to hear what you've gotten out of this meditation session, and please do leave a comment. Remember to like and subscribe. I truly do appreciate all of your support. And if you would like to work privately with me, you may book a private meditation session with me on thedailymeditation.com. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.